Emostel.
Hi, this is Emmanuel Kadiri and you are welcome to Emostel Academy. In this video, as a continuation of the previous videos in introductory algebra, we're just going to have a sort of recap over some of the things, some of the key things that we have discussed. We've discussed a whole lot, but some key things that we just need to work on or need to keep at the back of our mind always is what we just want to recap in a bit. All right, enjoy. The first thing that you should remember is that whenever a term crosses to the it crosses the equality operator to another side, okay, the sign of the term changes. So if you have something like 2x minus 4 equals 5x, plus 2, something like that, okay, and we need to collect like terms, okay. So collecting like terms means bringing the same terms that look alike, you bring them together. So this is an x term, this is an x term. So bringing them together, okay, we involve 2x, then this crossing to the other side. Because it was positive here before, so it becomes what? Negative. So we have 5x, that's negative 5x, and all that equals to, okay, these two we are keeping it, then moving this one to the other side becomes positive 4 because it was initially minus. And then, so we can do everything we need to do, okay? We have talked about so many things already. I just decided to pick out this part. One of the things is that it's only terms that are alike that can add or subtract. We discussed that too, but it's not just part of this on the list. But I feel that must have sunk in the previous classes, all right? And then another thing again that we talked about is the fact that, okay, I think that one is here, that a negative number must be written, okay, regardless of its position. That's point number 5. I'm just jumping in. Please, this lesson is unscripted and it's unplanned and unscripted, and just dishing it out the way it comes, and that's just the beauty of it. I hope you're enjoying it anyway. So now we go. So we have 2x minus 5x. So we just have 2x minus 5x will give us negative 3x, because from the previous class we learned that positive means having and negative means owing. So if I'm having 2x and I'm owing 5x, okay, then it means if I pay the 2x that I have, I am still owing 3x. You get that? So then we have 2 plus 4 means I have 2 and I have 4. Then altogether I have what? 6. That is positive 6. Positive means you're having, negative means owing. All right, so if a number is at the forefront, okay, and it is positive, you don't need to start writing plus to indicate it's positive. But if it is negative, you must write minus to show that it is negative. And that is what this point number 5 is just trying to explain, okay? So then we have it like this. We can just use any of the method that I explained to you earlier. X is what we need, so we can just send this guy packing by using it to divide both sides. So we can say minus 3x divided by minus 3, okay, is equal to 6 divided by minus 3, all right? And so we having that means this negative 3 cuts out negative 3. So we have just x standing alone and is equal to 6 divided by 3 gives us what? Sorry, as a precaution in mathematics, it's very important to multiply or divide the sign first before you multiply or divide the numbers. It is a personal practice and it's something I suggest to every one of you out there, okay? So whenever you are performing such kind of operation, you deal with the signs first before you deal with the numbers, so you don't get it, you don't miss it out, okay? So this is a positive sign and this is negative. So positive divided by negative gives what? Negative, because they are different signs, all right? Then 6 divided by 3 gives us what? 2. And so we have minus 2 as the result, okay? I believe you understand. The signs first, okay? You deal with the signs first, then before you deal with the numbers, especially when you are adding and when you are multiplying or dividing. So that is just all as per that. And then the word sign, and operators can be often interchanged. So I can say negative operator or a negative sign. They still mean the same thing, okay? So it just depends on whatever the operator is and what we are doing with them, all right? Then in terms of addition and subtraction, I also told you that the sign that comes before is what belongs to the number. I mean, the number that comes after the sign, okay? The number that comes after the sign owns the sign. The number that appears after the sign owns the sign. But the number that appears before the sign, okay, does not own it. And this is applicable to only addition and subtraction. So which means that in the process of trying to move this term, this number 4 to the other side, we cannot move 4 alone without considering this minus sign, because the minus belongs to 4. It doesn't belong to 2x. Okay? Then what is the sign that belongs to 2x is the invisible positive sign, because 2x is seen as positive, so we dedicate, we accord the plus sign to it. Okay? Although it might not be written, but it is there. All right? But even if it's a negative sign, it must be written for us to know that it is actually negative. So by the time you move this minus 4 to the other side, okay, it becomes positive 4. So you must consider the sign in the process of movement. Now, mind you, if this movement is done within the same side of the expression, then the sign will not change. That is another thing to take note of. Okay? If the movement is done within the same sign, the side of an expression, it will not change. Now take this example. We have 2x, let me see, just say 2 minus 3x plus 4 minus x is equal to 5. All right? So let's just see it this way. Now we have this kind of stuff, and then we want to move it to the other side. What are we going to do? Simple. These 2, okay, you send it to the other side. You can first decide to put everything on the same, group them on this side first before you move. It's okay. You can do it in any way. You will still get the same answer. So let's do the grouping first, okay? Grouping of like terms on the same side of the expression. So let's see. We want to bring numbers to numbers, and the one that constants to constants, and the variables to variables. So I'm going to be dealing with the constant first. So we have 2, okay? This is plus 4. We can have plus 4, okay? Then this is minus 3x. We have minus 3x. And this minus x equals 5. It is very much allowed, okay? You see that because I am moving them on the same side, I did not necessarily have to change the sign. I only need to change the signs when they are moving from one side of the equation to another side. But if they are on the same side, I do not need to change any signs. I believe you get that. So we are having this way, excuse me, and then we can say 2 plus 4. You see that the plus that was here, okay, with 4 is still the same plus that remains with it, okay? And then the minus that was here still remains with x. And then the minus 3x still remains as minus 3x here. Okay, 2 didn't move anywhere, so it still maintains its position and its sign as well. Okay, now 2 plus 4 gives us 6. Then minus 3x minus x gives us minus 4x, because minus x means like 1x, okay? So if I'm owing 3x and I'm owing 1x, then it means I am owing 4x, then equals 5. I believe you could get that. So then the next thing is I need to move this 6 to the other side. So we say minus 4x is equal to 5 plus 6. I'm moving, 5 minus 6. Minus because it was positive here, but by the time it crosses the equality to the other side, it becomes negative. So we have minus 4x equals 5 minus 6. Then we have minus 4x is equal to, if I'm having 5 and owing 6, I'll still be owing 1. So, which means that dividing both sides by 4x, we have x is equal to, dividing both sides by negative 4x, x will be equal to, let me see, all right, just let's go up. Let's go up a bit. So we have minus 4x equals minus 1. But because we want to get rid of this minus 4, we divide both sides by minus 4x. Minus 4 alone. So we have minus 4, then minus 4. So this will cancel this. So we have x is equal to, minus divided by minus is plus. So we have positive 1 over 4. And that is the answer. So that's just it. All right, so I believe you've learned all of that. So, but in terms of multiplication, the sign belongs to the two of them. So in terms of multiplication, all right, so we have, for multiplication, we may have 5 x equals 10. Remember that this 5x can be seen as 5 times x, okay, equals 10. All right, then in that case, both of them own this sign. Whichever among the two that is moving will go in the form of division. So, which means that 5 is attached to the multiplication, x also multiplication. So by the time it moves to the other side, it goes in form of division. Okay? Both of them are equally entitled to multiplication, unlike in the case of plus and minus, where the sign, where the number, only the number that follows the sign is entitled to it. It doesn't happen like that when it comes to multiplication or division. But for addition and subtraction, only the number that follows the sign owns that sign. I believe I'm able to make my points clear. And is there anything else to explain here? I don't think so. So that is the end of this video. I hope you did enjoy the video. If you have any question or anything that confuses you, please feel free to replay or send your question to me via my phone number or the email address appearing, and see you in the next video. Actually, the next video is going to be talking about something a little bit more. We are going to be just going a little bit more further by solving what we call simultaneous equation. Simultaneous equation? Oh my God, what about it? Then see you in the next video to learn more. Bye.